Okay, I found a tree to get across the creek on. I got across easy. Now it's Jean's turn. Right there, that's the guardian. Okay, it's Saturday morning. Actually, it's Saturday. How did it get to be this late in the day?
I don't know.
No, that can't be right. Oh, I had my battery disconnected before.
Oh.
Anyway, Saturday morning. We're heading into Star Island, Lost World Island. But we're going to go in farther than Star Island today because I got a tip that there's another area in there where there's old growth oak trees. Maybe some old growth cypress trees, who knows, maybe some old growth cedar trees. We're going to find out. We're going to have to go in by GPS. It's really hard to see what you're doing in there because everything, those cabbage palms are 10, 12 feet high, so you can't see anything within 10, 15, 20 yards. So we're going to head down in. We're driving most of the way in. Then we're going to walk. After a while, we're going to leave the trail. And by then, you know, we'll be going blind. We'll be going by GPS. We'll see what we find. Okay, we are geared up. Parked. And we're walking. Looks like about, as close as I can figure, about 1.5 miles, which isn't going to be bad. Look at this old bare tree. Look at that. Bears have been using this tree as a fine signpost for a long time. Okay, well, we came to a creek. Came to a creek that is not on the GPS, and it's a real creek. Like, it's a little too deep than I want to wade across today. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn west. We're going to turn west. We're going to follow it west. And then we're going to turn back south and head down into the usual area where all the big trees are. See if we can locate any new big oak trees we've never seen before. Okay, I found a tree to get across the creek on. I got across easy. Now it's Jean's turn. Yeah, just take it easy, Jean. Use that one as a crutch. It was easy. See, not a problem. Not a problem. Not a problem. Don't panic now, you're almost there. Look, you're almost there.
Okay, here you go. How about that?
See? Easy. Leave our stick here because we might need it if we come back this way. And here's part 2, which is shallow enough to walk across. However, I just found out my left boot is full of holes. There's a pretty big tree here. Probably doesn't show up as big on the camera. Gene, walk up by that tree real quick just to see. Just so we have something for relativity. Looks like we're in some older age class trees here. Yeah, that's a pretty big tree, but it's not a monster. There's a heck of a monster right there. I'm gonna try and get up underneath it and get a better look. That's a big tree right there. That's a beauty. That's a beauty. It looks like it got struck by lightning at some point. The crack runs all the way down that tree. Look at that's a big tree right there. That is a beauty. I think these next two are going to be bigger though. Most of these trees here are going to be like undocumented. No one's really even ever seen them. That's a freaking monster. Look at the size of this tree here. That tree's a beauty. And here about 30 yards away there's another one. Look at that beauty. Now here's Gene standing on the side of this tree so you can see just how big it is. That is one monster old growth tree. This is a big tree right here. Definitely an old growth. But there's another one over here I want to look at. There's a big one right there. It's not what I would consider a monster old growth, but that's an old growth oak tree right there.
Oh shit, no.
Here comes Jungle Gene.
No,
Yep, just step on that one.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Here comes Jungle Gene across the jungle bridge.
I'm stuck now.
No, you're not. You can do it.
I'm not coming back this way.
Alright, we didn't quite expect to come this far. This is actually the Ocklawaha River. I did not think we were going to make it this far, but now that we did, we got to make it back. So we stopped real quick to have some lunch. We're going to have to pick our way back. We're a half a mile off of the north end of Star Island right now. There's a massive old growth right there. And as we were walking up to it, look at that. Look at that chicken of the woods. That's a beauty. Man, we ought to take that home and fry it. That's a beauty right there. There's Gene so we can tell how big it is. That's a beautiful tree right there. That's a monster. Naked and Afraid.
I can't.
Should be on Naked and Afraid.
Yeah. Naked and you're afraid?
You're halfway. Here is the Guardian. This tree is massive. Massive. Gene, come up and stand next to this tree for relativity. This is the Guardian. This is usually the first tree you see when you come onto Star Island. But today it's the last trees. We kind of did a reverse. But there it is right there. There it is right there. That's the Guardian. Okay, we made it. We found that area we were looking for. Found those big trees we were looking for. It's 4 some miles probably 4 or 5 hours we've been in there. So we're beat. We'll see you next time.